So I'm trying again. My phone kind of did something weird, but I'm going to edit myself then. I think I shall. Indeed, I shall edit myself. I think it's very sad that Brene Good lost her life. This is a battle she didn't need to fight. In my opinion, she probably had a lot of battles and she was just in her life and she was losing every single battle. And this is just like the latest and final battle that she lost. Can I speak as just an average American? Can't you just do volunteer work like handing out socks to the homeless or, going to church? Or could you just become a nun? Or could you... I'm sorry to say work at a fast food restaurant? Like, that's such a disgraceful thing. It's not disgraceful at all. What are you doing just driving around with Louise, intimidating law enforcement officers who are attempting to arrest a pedophile? You lost your way so long ago. I mean, a moment of silence? How about a lifetime of silence for somebody whose existence was hijacked by a false religion, if you ask me? Yeah, that's the way I'm going to say it. So, I mean, I might try to be lighthearted, but I'm also very serious, maybe. Can people not understand me? I don't know. I need to see video. Well, I don't know. Just make up a little video impression in your mind of me. Like when we read books when you graduated from the books that had pictures in them to books that had no pictures, what I'm doing is similar to that. There are no pictures. You have to create pictures in your mind. Who's going to read Dostoevsky? Oh, no. Sometimes it's slow going at first. And then finally it's just like, oh, the gears start working. I'm going to read this book. I'm going to get through this book that was so beautiful when we had no internet and TV was 3 stations, 3 network stations plus PBS, and everything was boring. It was either golf or football or crocheting or something you didn't want to watch. And then you realize, I don't want the TV. I am going to read a book. And my parents, thankfully, they had books available. Some books were not very good, but I read some classics, such as Jane Eyre. Didn't like Wuthering Heights as much as Jane Eyre. I really like Jane Eyre. However, there are objectionable passages. Yeah, racism, definitely. So that kind of taints the reputation of the novel a bit. And then I can't even mention another novel that I read. So it's a little bit trashy, but it was actually very good. But it was just so saturated with racism, I can't even dare recommend it. And then you have these other books. You open it up, oh, this is supposed to be a great book. It's just so sexually explicit. Oh, but it's art. I don't want to pollute my mind with your perversion. What comes to mind? I don't know. I don't want to sully anybody's reputation. But it wasn't Wuthering Heights. It wasn't Jane Eyre. All right, it's Lady Chatterley's Lover. I'm like, what is this? It's like some guy speaking in Welsh saying like really nasty stuff about how she does basic bodily functions. I'm like, this is great literature, Lady Chatterley's Lover, and The Great Gatsby, just like, Great Gatsby? What is this? It's just like fluff. So, yeah, my parents had a lot of books on the shelf, and I spent a lot of time alone, as a young adult, preteen, and post-teen, well, not post-teen, but teen. If I didn't like the book, I'm like, I'm getting a bad vibe from this. We had Brave New World, but we didn't have 1984. 1984, because I was alive during 1984. Well, did this really come true? Oh, well, yeah. It has come true. It just took a little bit longer than Mr. Orwell predicted. That it would. Europeans finally taking off their granny knickers and I'm going to be really tough and military-like and I'm going to go to Greenland. What? I know this is a cosplay for you, Euros. Oh, definitely it is. We had to save your asses in 2 world wars. And you're cosplaying like this, that's just... I'm sorry. Am I harsh? We've earned the right to be harsh. I think we have. Wow. Tell me something encouraging. All right, I'll try to tell you something encouraging. What I'm so encouraged, right? People in the background, don't pay attention to them. What I'm so encouraged by is that Iran has decided they were not going to hang 800 people for protesting. This is such huge news, and I'm so thankful. That's what we've been praying for. That these people would not be cruelly executed. Yes, I'm praying for peace and stability in that country. If you watch Through the Bible with Les Feldick, I keep recommending it. Sooner or later, people are going to realize this guy had it on the ball. He had it on the ball. And I would say he was a scholar of original languages to some extent. He may have gotten a few doctrinal points incorrect because it was a time when you would maybe be reacting to the televangelists. Oh, we don't want any televangelists. You can't have prosperity. Oh, that's not right. You know. Then you're contradicting what the Psalms say and what the Proverbs say. You're contradicting it. That's not, we don't go to him, Les Feldick, for life advice. We go to him for a big screen perspective. He who said in either 1991 or 1992, he only had ever met one Jew in his life. And if there were any more that he'd ever met, he didn't know. But he was so adamant. Israel is going to have a permanent heritage. God said, I'm giving you this land. And when God makes a promise, don't you think he keeps it? The man is brilliant. Yeah, he said, I'm so thankful for that ministry. Please order his CDs, his books. Do it now. Do it now. And I'm not saying I 100% agree with everything that the man ever said, but he is so spot on about so many things. So I guess this just turned into a commercial for a man who's no longer alive and whose ministry makes no profit whatsoever. He decided, I don't want to make a profit. We're just doing it as cost effectively as possible. We'll ship it out to you. You're going to pay for the postage, and we're not making any money on this. Wow. You should donate to this organization. Maybe I'm an unauthorized spokesperson. So, because I would love to promote it, and because I'm not authorized, perhaps I should not. Again, we mourn the death of Renee Good. But may I spend my last couple of minutes here dispelling some misconceptions. ICE agents in America are not just going door to door trying to find black and brown people to arrest and take away. They know who they're looking for. They're looking for violent people, dangerous people, people who are dangerous within our society. They were dangerous within their own society, and they became dangerous in our society. This is whom ICE has been focused on. Yeah, they may have caught a few people. Well, you're not here legally. Why would they? Maybe they should do a catch and release. I don't know. Of the ones who aren't violent. Maybe you could make a small concession. Hey, just because I didn't know that Pedro was a mass murderer in Mexico, and I just happened to be sharing an apartment with him, why are you shipping me back? You see, maybe you need to make a few concessions. A little bit of kindness, a little bit of grace goes a long way. But ICE agents aren't all white males. Like, what is wrong with white males? Abraham was a white male. Was he, or was he of the tribe of Shem? Les Feldick would put the Shemites, or the Semites, in the category of the Asians. He would tend to put them in the category of the Asians. And Les Feldick would tend to put I forgot the name. The other guy. I'm so sorry. It begins with a J. He says these are the white barbarians. The ones who were so problematic for Rome and civilization. They came down and they just did all this pillaging and everything, and stealing, and worse than that, and murdering, obviously. Well, he says those are the white people that do that. So I don't understand why people say, these Jewish people are just a bunch of racists. And then on the other hand, because there's no consistency in the fanatical liberal mind, well, they're not the real Jews. The real Jews are actually, no, I'm sorry, the real Jews are not black. Because most people from Africa do not have a Jewish identity. There may be, indeed, a significant number of people, but it would be a minority, of African people who have retained a Jewish identity. It is because they are the descendants of Jews that were dispersed to Africa, different areas of Africa. Say Ethiopia. You can have an Ethiopian Jew. Of course you can. What? I didn't understand that. I didn't know. Because you're a barbarian. I mean, the white people are definitely living up to their reputation of just being a bunch of dumb jocks. I don't know, aren't they? They kind of are. I mean, some dumb jocks are very benign, but some are just Dumb and Dumber, Have you ever seen that movie? So in case you didn't know, I'm sort of an equal opportunity insulter, but I never really want to hurt people's feelings. I mean, I really think that if I touch a nerve, it's going to end up in a positive result, not me only. I'm just going to boop, boop, I'm going to prick you a little bit. I'm going to pinprick you a little bit. We come to our... Never mind, I can't say that because I got shut down the last time I tried to say anything, so I'm not going to do that now. Can I end with Rick Renner? He's another scholar. Put him up there with Joseph. Joseph Prince, definitely. An Asian biblical scholar who was very successful in his ministry. Check him out. We have Derek Prince, a man from South Africa who has passed away, just as Les Feldick has. And then we have Rick Renner, whose home base is actually in Russia, and I've been reading about him for decades, and his ministry is still alive and active. Amazing. You know the real people. You know the real ones. When their ministry, it just endures decade after decade. That's why I like Les Feldick. He thought the rapture was coming. What's the rapture? Well, the rapture is perhaps a theory that Jesus is, when he comes, he's going to take the believers with him in a blink of an eye. In the German, it would be Augenblick, right? Augenblick. And then the world is going to enter a terrible 7-year period called the tribulation. Read the book of Revelation. Rick Renner was talking about the signs of the ends of the times. Well, there's going to be cold love. Oh yeah, cold love. And then he was talking about the final sign will be the gospel is going to go to the ends of the earth. Everybody will have had the opportunity to accept Jesus Christ as their Savior. Everybody will have the opportunity to read the Bible, yes, in their own language, or even if they can't read, to hear it in a language that they can understand. Or if they cannot hear, it could be acted out in pictorial form. It's happening. And before it just got too intellectual for me, maybe it's Sanford and Son, and growing up with the television, and just like I get home from school, okay, yeah, now you're meandering. I knew she would do that. I'm weaving. I would come home from school, and my mother knew a person at work that had a Robert Schuller book, and that was on the bookshelf too. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Oh, now I have to stop. All right, never mind. Be quiet. I can't be caught doing this. You should really read the Bible in a language and a translation that you can understand. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.